I want to look at the most discussed stocks on Wall Street Bets today and see if any of them are worth your time and your money, or maybe they're not the most discussed, but the most disgusting stocks out there. Now, I am competing in the U.S. Investing Championship, currently ranked 37th in my division, a little bit down from January month in at February month in, but that's okay. You know what's the best part about this? 80% of the people who are competing in the U.S. Investing Championship, 80% of the greatest traders that are out there who want to show everybody how it's done are losing money. I'm not losing money. And in fact, every other customer who is showing a positive return in the US Investing Championship is beating me. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. Congratulations to you guys. So let's look at these stocks here. Let's start with the SPY. The SPY is always number one. Of course, it's always going to be number one because it's the market. And we're going to rank these. We're going to give them a score, and then we're going to actually rank them over here to see which stocks are the absolute best and the ones that, hey, you know what, maybe you do want to be putting your money into. Now, it's a pretty tough market out there, right? Let's start at the market. This is a tough market, okay? If you've been struggling, like I said earlier, 80% of the people in the U.S. Investing Championship are also struggling. So you're not in bad company, okay? The problem here is that most people have no idea, A, where a bearish trend starts, which started way up here, by the way, way up here. The bearish trend started nearly 8 percentage points ago, okay? People don't know what to do when the market falls. I mean, maybe you could go short, or you could just sit in cash, right? Sitting in cash, but I thought you had to be trading all the time if you're a trader. Don't you got to be having 16 monitors and all the news sources and a Bloomberg terminal? And anytime the market goes down, you got to start shorting the mess. No, you really don't. What you do need to have is a positive edge, which my exact trading plan is linked down below. This is the plan that I'm using in the US Investing Championship for 2026. There's no cost, no obligation, no nothing. You click it, you got it. There's no masterclass, no email signups, nothing. It's literally right there for you. So in my trading plan, if my most aggressive plan, in fact, I'll pull it up right now. If my most aggressive plan is not set up, then I go to my second most aggressive plan, my defensive plan. If my defensive plan is not set up, then I sit in cash and I don't have up my portfolio. So plan M is our most profitable, most aggressive plan. Plan ETF is our second most common plan. When there's nothing to do on anything with plan M, no aggressive trades to take, sit in ETFs, right? Sit in ETFs. And then when the ETFs aren't acting right right now, what do? You go sit in cash and you don't have up. Now, what does sit in cash and don't have up really mean? It means that whenever you go to trade, let's use this as an example. Let's say that you've decided to F up your portfolio by investing in something. I don't know. Maybe you heard SoFi is the future of finance, okay? And let's say that you went into SoFi. In fact, let me clear all my notes here. Let's say that you went into SoFi right here because you wanted to buy the dip, bro. You wanted to buy the dip, okay? You want to buy the dip as it had a 10 under 20, price under 50. And now it's a $15, nearly $14 stock. But it's the future of finance. It's not the future of your bank account, that's for sure. Because it's now down 44%. 44% since the trend changed. And in fact, let's go into SoFi and OVTLYR real quick and let's see where the actual sell signal came. SoFi bros for life. I'm sorry. It hurts. I know. But at one point in time, it made sense. But that doesn't mean it always makes sense, right? Sell signal came on December 9th. So let's go back it up to December 9th. Right? So looking from December 9th to today, looking at December 9th to today, it's down 45%. 45%. Let's conceptualize what that looks like, right? Sit in cash and don't F up. So let's say 45% is roughly half, right? Roughly half. We'll just use round numbers here. And let's say I'm looking for Post-it notes. Where are my Post-it notes? Let's say that you decided, you know what? I'm going to buy SoFi. So there's half, or there's a portion that I no longer have in my account. Is this going to stick or not? At 3D. Clearly, it doesn't stick to 3D prints. Okay. Right. There you go. So that was the first one. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. 8. Okay. So let's say that the first time you're like, oh, I'm going to buy the dip. And now you've messed up your account because now you only have 7/8. And you're like, I'm going to hold it. Okay. Now you only got 6/8. But you know what's great? This is the future of finance. It has to come back. Look, it's done all kinds of great things in the future. Oh no. Now you're down to 5/8. You're like, come on, there's no possible way that this stock that was a $30 stock can be a $15. Oh crap. That's what it means to sit in cash and don't F up. Because now you got half your portfolio. Now you have half your portfolio. You have half the position that you had before. Sit in cash and don't F up means sit in cash and keep all your cash. Sit in cash and keep your account balance. Sit in cash and don't try to justify why this should come back up, because that's the most dangerous word in finance, versus just hanging out, collecting dividends, right? I am currently in SGOV. Where is it at? Here we go. I'm currently in SGOV. I've been paid literally every single day. Let me rephrase. Let me lean in for emphasis here. Okay. Every single day the market has gone down, my portfolio has gone up. What did he just say? I'm getting paid to wait. Am I getting paid a lot? No. And that's okay. You know what I'm not doing? I'm not watching half my account evaporate. That right there, my friends, is an important lesson that you need to learn as a trader, as an investor. And this is what we teach every day, right? We go live twice a day, every day. Be sure you like and subscribe and hype the video. Listen, we're so close to 50,000 subscribers. That would be so cool if you could be one of the 50,000 outliers. That'd be unbelievable. So let's take a look at the top stocks on WallStreetBets with that thought in mind of, you know what, when things aren't working, we're going to sit in cash. So the top stock right here is SPY. The SPY, the S&P 500. And I'm proud of that, right? Because actually, since that's the most discussed thing, I think that's a great place to start, because all stocks start with the market, right? From a top-down approach, it's 40% of the move is due to the market, 30% due to the sector, and 30% due to the stock itself. Now, with the market and the stock being on the market right here, they're going to have some similarities, but let's talk about it. So first, the trend of the market is down. Listen. There are plenty of people who think that when there's blood in the streets, you got to be buying. The problem with that, and I saw a YouTube comment the other day that made me that said that, and I was like, you're wrong. You don't buy when there's blood in the streets. You buy after the wound is starting to heal. Okay, we don't know how far it's going to go down. We have no idea how far it's going to go down. There were people right here saying buy the dip. There were people here saying buy the dip, and here saying buy the dip, and here saying buy the dip, and here saying buy the dip. And in all reality, they could be right eventually. But we established a trend using the three moving averages, the 10, 20, and 50. The 10 is your short term, 20 is your intermediate, and the 50 is your long term. And the way that these work is when your short term is over the intermediate term and price is under your long term, my friends, that is a bearish trend. And the opposite is true. When the short term is over the intermediate term and price is above the long term, my friends, that's a bullish trend. Now, what's important to keep in mind here is that we can't see the future, so I can't show you duration nor magnitude, but I can, with no YouTube disclaimer needed, say this is the direction. The direction is down, and that's okay, right? That's okay, because you just now learned about getting out of the way, sitting in cash, and not effing up. Now, last year, around this time, 2025, the market sold off about 20%. I want to make a couple examples here real quick, okay? If you watched my video yesterday, you heard me talk about this, but this is really important. When the crossover occurred right here, it fell by 20%. The market fell by 20%. If you waited for the 10 to go over the 20, price to go over the 50, which was right here, that would have been a very different scenario than saying, you know what, maybe I should buy the dip. Okay. So let's say you bought the dip right here and it came all the way down. And by the time that the trend reversed, how far are you down? Right? You're not down 20% anymore. No, of course not. You're only down 7%. You're only down 7%. But let's take the opposite end of that, right? You're going to wait for that 10 over 20, price over 50 to come back. And you're going to be up 8%. I know math is weird, but you're going to be up 8% with basically profitability right away versus the guy who bought the dip. So you get to choose. You want to buy the rip because listen, you don't know how high it's going to rip. And there are plenty of jokers out there. He's the joker in chief who will tell you to buy the dip. But unfortunately, they don't know. They listen, all those jokers want to claim
buy the dip, it has to go up, bro. Trust me, bro. Everything is going to be fine. Buy the dip.
We got really used to these sort of V-shaped recoveries. And I don't know if we're going to see that again. I don't know. You don't know. Jeremy doesn't know. Any other joker on YouTube doesn't know. But what we do know is the direction is down. Okay. So we've established what the trend is. The signal on the market is a sell signal. So that's not looking so hot. And it actually seems to be a good spot to have gotten out of the way before things fell. But lastly, breadth. Breadth, honestly, is a little bit of a different story. Let's jump into breadth and take a look at it. Let's take a look at this. And I think this is really important. Now, breadth, I think, is really important to look at. Breadth for a minute. We've had bearish breadth for a minute. In fact, breadth crossed bearish February 13th. And it's been going down and down. Now, what does this measure? This is measuring the amount of stocks on our bull list, the amount of stocks with buy signals. So you just pop over here, go to the bull list. Yeah, my internet is struggling right now. The live stream may be terrible. I'm going to do my best here. It shows there are 458 stocks on the bull list. There are 2,903 on the bear list. So 450 buy signals versus nearly 3,000 sell signals. Oof. Now, OVTLYR covers 9,000 stocks and ETFs. So there's another 6,000 ETFs that are included in this calculation right here. And the red line is the EMA, so the 10-period EMA. So that's how we can tell if it's crossing over or crossing under. So looking at this situation right here, we can see that we are very, very depressed bearishly. We're at 13.62% of the 9,000 stocks at buy signals. But it is over 10 EMA. It is over 10 EMA. I wouldn't look at this. I wouldn't look at this and say, this is where I'm getting in. Not at all. Especially with the market crashing like it is, with the market breadth being so depressed. This is not a time to get long. This is not a time to get. So looking at the trend, the signal, the breadth, this is what we got here. This is what we got here. Okay. So looking at this one, the market doesn't look all that great. If we're going to score it, we got 2 of 9, and we're going to rank it right here. Stock, SPY. We're going to rank score 2. So next, let's take a look. Like we established a SPY, the market has a score of 2. Let's go a little bit deeper. What's the next stop here? Micron, Mu. Micron had a, Rick says, I heard go long. No, Rick, no. Mu, that's not looking good at all. Now, I get it. Come on, bro. It has to go back up, bro, right, bro? Come on, bro. Listen, bro, this is the future of technology or whatever, bro. Wall Street tells investors it's less excited about Micron stock, right? You've got some news over here. In fact, one thing I want to look at was the news sentiment. Let me pop this open here. So we are seeing some bullish stories coming through, not so many bearish stories, but this is a different perspective, right? So it peaked back on March 18th. The number of positive news stories peaked on March 18th. I wonder where March 18th was. Right. Literally the top candle. Literally just the top candle was where we had a peak of bullish sentiment. That's pretty interesting. And what's happened since then? Falling off a bridge. But let's be objective about this, right? Now, the market's always going to be the same on all these. The market's going to be the same on all these. What about the sectors? So the sector is going to tell a different story. What we're looking at is the sector down here. This is the heat map for the sector. And so what this is showing, looking at the sector, what we see here is it getting more and more fearful. So the average fear and greed score is getting more and more fearful. Now, the fear and greed for Mu is sitting at 50.3 right now. So what this chart down here is showing, of the stocks in the sector, there's 315 plus 146. So 315 plus 146 gets us 461. Okay. There's 461 stocks in this sector. On average, the score is getting more fearful. Do we see that? That right there, all of the fear and greed. And then down here, right? So that's your fear and greed for the sector. So this chart down here is showing you the breadth. This chart right here is showing you the breadth combined for the sector. So this is the tech sector. So it's the same as going into our market breadth page and going to the tech sector. And then scroll this over and you're going to see the breadth right here, the number of stocks with buy signals. And then down here, what this is measuring is uptrends versus downtrends. So looking at this, you're going to see the exact same chart. These two merged trends. Less uptrends, more downtrends. And so this is showing the sector to be pretty bad. Now, the stock is in a downtrend. We already talked about that. The stock has a sell signal. The stock is getting more fearful, but you know, it does have a little bit of room to an outlier block. There's no outlier block sitting on top of it for overhead resistance. So mu also gets a score of 2. Mu gets a score of 2. Okay. All right. So why don't we move on to the next stock here? Why don't we move on? Microsoft. Now listen, Microsoft is the most boomer stock of all, right? Microsoft is the most boomer stock at all. And listen, Geoff Green, was this the guy in Game of Thrones? Geoff Green? Looking at that over here, over on the right-hand side, you're exactly right. That is the point of the Outlier 9. You can very quickly glance to see which ones are set up for you. And in fact, in our screener, we just made an upgrade recently where you can now click and choose all or one or none of the Outlier 9 right there. Now for me, there's none that are showing to be beautiful green across the board. No way. There's lots of stocks like this one, like Microsoft right here, which is a 2 of 9 once again. Now Microsoft is probably one of the best examples of the market cycle. Now the market, okay, I don't like patterns. I don't like cup and handles. I don't like upside down cheesecake bull flag pennants with a cherry on the top, right? None of that makes sense to me, but the market cycle does. Stage 1 is a consolidation before the big move. Stage 2, this is the big, beautiful move that everybody feels like a genius in a bull market. Step 3, or stage 3 is the moving average crossover point at the top. And then stage 4 is the big, scary, nasty downtrend. Okay, stage 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a real phenomenon. It is a real phenomenon. And because of that, you've got to keep in mind when the moving averages are crossing down, as I discussed earlier, I can't tell you duration and I can't tell you magnitude, but every single stage 4 downtrend, because it's just math, no matter what, always, every single time, starts with the outlier trend template showing a bearish trend. Every time. There is no exception because it can't do that. So every single time that happens leads to this. Well, let me rephrase that. Every single time this happens, it started with the crossover. But that doesn't mean every single crossover will lead to this. So Microsoft also looks terrible. We're looking at 2 of 9. Yeah, this market right now is proving tons of real-life market cycle examples. And the funny part about that is that this is one of those things where people are like, no, that's not real. That's not a real thing. But until you see it, experience it, live through it, then you're like, oh, that's real. Oh, maybe I should only trade stocks in stage 2. Yeah, no joke. Now, how do you know when a stock is in stage 2? Well, you don't. You get a buy signal, you get the moving averages crossed over, and you don't know if it's going to run like gangbusters. You might make a buck or lose a buck, right? Let's go to the SPY over here. You might make a buck or lose a buck when the moving averages cross over, but every time it runs like crazy, it starts with that crossover like it did right here. So we've ranked SPY, MU, and Microsoft. Everybody's the number 2. Come on, WallStreetBets. Give me something good. How about USO? USO, the United States Oil Fund. USO. This is the ETF that tracks oil. All right, now we're talking. This is crazy. This is a stage 2 uptrend. Okay, you had a super long stage 1 buy signal, stage 2 rocket ships. Okay, stage 2 rocket ships. Now looking at this, right? We got the buy signal here on February 19th, 2026. That was my 40th. It has been launching higher and higher and higher. Now, we talked about this of a stock that's running like this and say, you know what? No. This is a blow off top. I can't hold this anymore. Because remember, the buy signal came right here February 19th. So let's give it a couple days ahead of time to see what that looks like. Okay. It started right here with this crossover, started to get bullish, and let's hit play on the replay. Remember, we can't see the future, right? We're not Nancy Pelosi. We don't have the Nancy Pelosi plan. And so we can't see what's going to happen next. But you got your buy signal right here. And as it starts to move, boom. I'm telling you for sure, there were people right here saying, oh, this is a blow off top. From this buy signal to here, it's already up 16%. Oh, that has to be the end of it. But the funny part is that this is just the beginning, right? And then it runs up even higher. Oh, this has to be a blow off top. This has to be below off top. Does it? Does it? I don't know. I feel like there's more going on right here. Yeah. And even on days with 10% pullbacks, we still see the market pushing up higher and higher and higher. This is the time where you make the big bucks. Now, I'm not in this trade. I'm not claiming that I'm in this trade. It didn't fit my trading plan, so I didn't even look at it. And that's fine. You know, it's not fine as my internet. Oh, it's not fine as my internet. I was not in this trade, and that's fine. This is a great lesson as to why we sit in the 1920s. Said the money is made in the sitting. And if you're sitting and watching USO go like this, you're actually making a ton of money while it continues to push higher. And yeah, I do think this is going to be a big, scary, nasty stage 4 downturn when it comes. But I don't know when that time is going to be. Nobody knows. So make the money while you can. So looking at this, 4 of 9. But of course, remember, this is a bit different. This is a bit different because this is the U.S. oil fund. And in OVTLYR, we have the S&P 500 down here as a default view. So what we'll do is we'll come up here to XLE. Let's get the sector rank for XLE right here. So we got a score of 2 right here for XLE. This is the oil sector ETF. Now let's go back to USO. And we've got, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's getting a little bit less greedy though. Just keep that in mind. We've got 6 of 9 for USO. 6 of 9. All right. Now, I don't know what's going on with my internet, but maybe this guy's showing up as internet repairman. Maybe he can help me out here. Hang on just a second. There's somebody at the door.
Knock, 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 knock. It's Chris Chains. Still him. Hit a couple for the door frame. Too loud. Gold Lambo parked by the slow lane. Full shape Lambo, yes, no shame. Iconic. Knock, knock. It's Chris Chains. Don't ask me how. All buys never sell dates. Why would I? If it pump, then I'm self-made. Built different. Risk management, couldn't tell, mate. Never needed.
Yeah, boy, I'm here to fix your internet and fix your portfolio. Don't you know? It's me, Chris Chain, baby, Chris Chain. You know the deal. If you're a real millionaire, when you walk around, it sounds like this. Jingle dangle, jingle dangle, jingle. That's when you know you're a real millionaire. Ain't nobody walking around the house looking like a real millionaire and they don't jingle dangle. All right, here the deal is. I heard that random guy on the internet ain't got no internet today. So I was here to fix his internet and fix his portfolio. Okay? Now, what we's gonna do, we's gonna get real scales. He don't know nothing, okay? We're gonna give real scales to these stocks, okay? Now, we walking in up in here, and we gonna clicky on NVIDIA, okay? NVIDIA. I heard that they make pewter parts for that random guy on the internet, his pewter, okay? We're gonna go to NVIDIA. And I mean, like, here's the perfect opportunity to buy that dip. Here's the perfect opportunity to buy the dip. Okay, here we go. Anytime, listen, you take this to the bank. You take this to the bank, baby. Anytime a stock go down like this, that's when you load the boat. That's when you load the boat. You go row that boat right up in my portfolio with the NVIDIA. And we gonna go back to the bank. See, it's already up 2% right now. I told you. You should have bought the dip. Should have bought the dip. Duh. You're gonna be a broke boy if you don't listen to Christine, you know what I'm saying? So we's looking at NVIDIA, and I mean, we can use this OVTLYR thing over here. It's only 82 cents a day. Let's see. Yeah, I got them British night shoes. I don't know what that means, but probably like shining armors, yeah. Okay, so looking at NVIDIA, a score of 2 of 9, but let's be real here. I know better than the market. It should go back up. So NVIDIA, fundamentals is strong. Okay, I don't know where I get that information from, but fundamentals is strong. It's just, you know, Jerome Powell come step through here. It's just a time to load up on it while it's cheap. You know what, boy? You should have been praying, hoping and praying and wishing and saying a Hail Mary to try to get the price. My grill do not fit like it used to. Trying to get the price. NVIDIA to 168. You don't, boy. Don't you know? You got to buy the 168 because this is the last time we're going to be, literally last time we're ever going to be ever in the history of times. Okay. Yeah, boy. Niagara Falls boat. That's how big a boat you got to load it. Yeah, boy. You know the deal. P-Rocks. He my friend. NVIDIA makes pewter parts. That's right. NVIDIA makes pewter parts. Random guy in the internet needs some pewter parts. Buy the dip. Duh. So what's going on here? So D is 4 letters. DIP exclamation point, 4 letters. Okay. Hang on. DIP exclamation point. That's 4 letters. Okay. Now, well, I don't want to score 4. I want to score 40,000, baby. Let's score 40,000. I don't know. I just put 40,000. 40,000 because you know Chris changed the deal. Okay, Chris changed the deal. Chris changed know exactly what to do. You get $40,000. Dollar. Know what I'm saying, boy? All right. So let's go to the next one. What kind of background is? What kind of weirdo got Scrooge McDuck on his background? I can't believe this guy. Hang on. Let's go over here again. Okay, there we go. Let's go to Wall Street Bet. They always got the best stuff. D to E. D to the E, baby. D to the E. Okay, let's go here with the DTE. DTE. More like DT, give me money. Right? The fundamentals is strong here. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to buy the dip after the sell signal, boy. Okay. Now, don't worry about that 1 of 9. That don't mean nothing. Come on. I mean, that's not here to help you save time, make money, start winning with less risk, and you know, do all that analysis for you for only 82 cents. Don't even worry about that. Okay, don't even worry about that. 1 of 9. Give me breaks. I mean, these geniuses over on Wall Street Bets, they know the deal. DTE, and the E stands for money. Duh, that's right, Monty. Monty knows about the E stands for money. DTE, that takes money. That's right, that takes money. Okay, DTE, that takes money. DTE, DTE. There we go. That's how you spell DTE. I don't know. I give it a score of 69 420. 69 420, baby. You know the deal. You know the deal. Hey, what that next stock is? What that next stock is hang on. Nope, wrong button. Here we go. The Q. Q is bone. How about Meta? My boy Mark Zuckerberg. I just heard he got a guilty plea the other day. He a criminal. He a criminal like me. You know the deal. You do some time. You get that street cred. He gonna get all the tats up in jail. I don't show you all my tatties, okay? Because well, I don't show you my tatties either. But I'll show you my tatties because like they personal. They mine. I don't put them on my face or nothing. Maybe I got a couple on my scalp that I overgrowed, okay? Down to money. Yeah. I don't even know what that means. 40,000 by the whole lot of poodle parts. Yeah, boy. No, I'm saying. Okay. Back to this. Meta. Gangsta Zuckerberg over here. Meta. I'm just gonna buy the stock anyway because Gangsta Zuckerberg. All right, it's up. Look, I told you about the dip. Look at how much undipped it done dipped. Okay, look at how much undipped it done dipped. Trademark that. Look at how much it undipped it done dipped. Okay, from the bottom because that's where I bought it. I don't know about you losers. That's where I bought it. From the bottom to now, it's up $37. That's 7%. Are you kidding me, boy? You wish you could have had that. I told you it had to bounce. Go back. I'm sure that some video on YouTube somewhere heard me talking about how you had to have diamond hands because it undipped what it done dipped, right? Had that diamond hands. They be sparkling with the Metas and Mark Zuckerberg and his criminal ass. We are looking real good, baby. We just looking real good. So, okay. Let's see what OVTLYR done did ranked it. Let's see what OVTLYR done did ranked it. Tree of 9. More about Tree Millie. More about Tree Mitty. That's right, Tree Millie. Right? Is that enough zeros? I don't know. Hang on. I gotta put this in dollars because 300 milli. Duh, that's more better. Okay. 300 milli on Meta. That's what I want to do. Okay, let's go ahead and rank these boys. Oh boy, look at that. That is so good. That is so good. Now, here's the deal. I got up in the Discord earlier today. I don't know if you guys saw this. My actual real life blood grandpa was on Fox News the other day. My real life blood grandpa was. Look at this. This is so great. Hang on, you got to see this. I click one button and it is totally fried.
On dressing the way every filthy should.
dressing the way every filthy rich person should, baby. That's my real life grandpa, Mr. Wonderful. That's right, Grandpa Wonderful over here.
Thank you so much.
I am so tired.
Thank you.
I am so tired of millions.
Doesn't he look so good? Oh, I love it when he dressed like that.
The cost $26 million, but the Tiffany frame for it and the chain, one of a kind, priceless. But
No, I'm saying, boy, that's my real life little grandpa right there. One in a kind priceless with the baby, the $26 million basketball card. Oh, the priceless with grim on it.
wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a ruby Rolex to match it?
Yeah.
Oh, now you know where I get my styles from, baby. You know the deal. That's where I get it from. My grandpa. He real my grandpa.
Yes, it is.
And of course, let's make it happen with this Cartier asymmetric. I mean, I look fabulous. It's ridiculous, but I don't let it go to my head.
No, you.
That's right. Grandpa Wonderful. He looks so good. Aren't you so happy that you could have this kind of close connection with a real life celebrity like Chris Chains and Grandpa Wonderful? He the best. He the best. Listen, I got to go. Okay, I got money to make. I got boats to drive around with my baby mama, yachts. I don't know where I was going with that, but don't forget, Chris Chains' number one rule is look for the stocks that undipped where they done dipped. All right. You guys have an amazing afternoon. Or don't. I don't care. I Chris Chains. I do what I want.
Knock, 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 knock. It's Chris Chains. Still him. Hit a couple for the door frame. Too loud. Go Lambo park by the slow lane. Rev it. Pool shape Lambo, yes, no shame. Iconic. Knock, knock. It's Chris Chains. Don't ask me how. All buys never sell dates. Why would I? If it pump, then I'm self-made. Built different. Risk management couldn't tell me. Never needed.
Ugh. What happened? Sorry, I blacked out. What happened? I heard somebody jingle jangling as he walked out the door. Oh my gosh. Oh, this guy. Hang on, we got to get back to ranking the stocks over here. What? Chris Chains came, didn't he? 300 milli, 69,420. Invida sold them pooter parts. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde came through and totally wrecked everything. These scores are going to be so messed up right now. Okay, hang on. Let's get back on task here. Let's get back on task. Wait, is that Chris Chains' real life grandpa? I mean, that's what he looks like. That's what he looks like. Grandpa Wonderful over there. Okay. Back to where we were. Microsoft. Oh, no. We did Meta. That's right. Or Chris Chains did Meta. WTI. You should probably see a doctor about this blacking out problem. Ask me about the medication you should be on. Yeah, I agree. I definitely need to see somebody. WTI. Now, here's the thing. I think WTI, W&T offshore, is one of those things where it's like West Texas Intermediate is what people are looking for. Yet this is getting tagged as WTI. What is WTI? WT Offshore Energy. I don't know. Maybe people are stoked about it, right? It did have a big run over here, but this is not West Texas Intermediate crude. Okay. I think a lot of people are trying to get those two things confused because you're not going to get that from WTI. But you know what? Not the worst thing I've ever seen. It actually continues to trend up a little bit higher. It's got a sell signal in place, so just be mindful of that. And with the score of 4 of 9, it is actually legitimately one of the best ones we've seen so far. WTI. The 4. I mean, Chris Chains totally jacked up our stuff over here. Let's rank it real quick. All right. What's next? Inbis, Nebius, whatever the heck Nebis is, /NBIS. Okay. This is one of the few stocks that we don't cover, but that's all right. Let's take a look at it over here. Ooh, this doesn't look good. This does not look good. Yeah. Tell me order blocks don't work, right? Even though it did push through, had one close above it, the sellers were still waiting. The sellers were still waiting in this area and absolutely monkey hammered it right back down. Hang on, I got a button for that. It doesn't matter what sector, what industry you're in right now, what the stock is. Even a quote good stock that can break through an order block is a big, beautiful trend right there, can still get monkey hammered. Okay, so keep your risk in check always, no matter what. Now, I can't rank I can't rank Inbis fully, but I can rank Microsoft because somebody said it's data centers for Microsoft. Who said that? Is a broom manufacturer? Pop Slap Pat says data centers for Microsoft. I'll just believe that. So we'll give it a score of the same as Microsoft, a 2 of 9. A 2 of 9. So Inbis gives a 2 of 9. Not looking so hot over here. All right, final stock of the day, Tesla. Now, I am a Tesla owner. I own a Tesla Model Y Performance. Let's go look at Tesla. But you know what I don't do is I don't invest with my emotions. I invest with all the logic and reason and data to support it. And that's where Outlier makes your life so much easier, right? You don't have to scour through hours of charts. You don't have to take garbage advice from Wall Street Bets. You can look at this and with one glance see, oh, it's a 3 of 9. I'm not interested at all. And look at this. Look at this market cycle on Tesla. Again, pretty cool to see in real time, isn't it? What the market cycle looks like. Stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pretty cool to see. So we're going to give Tesla a score of 3. And then let's hit the rank button. Now, if Chris Chains hadn't jacked all this up over here with the 69 fortune, give me a break, that guy. That would show Meta, DTE, because that's how you spell DTE, and Nvidia, according to him, as the best stocks out there. For me, I'm certainly not investing in them. And I'm not investing in anything in this market right now. I want to see the actual market, the SPY, start to turn around. But it's up 1.62%. Doesn't matter. The biggest moves ever in the history of the stock market come while the market is on a downtrend. Prove me wrong. You can't. And I'll show you why. Remove 5 drawings right here. This is a perfect example. This one candle from bottom to top is an 11% move. This one candle, an 11% move. But I heard that you have to be in the market all the time because if you miss the 10 best days, then you miss everything. The market had already been down 20%. So by the time this one big, beautiful 11% move candle happened, it's only down 10%. How about we just avoid all that? Because that's what I'm doing right now, avoiding all that until the market is cooperating, until the sectors are cooperating. And listen, any joker out there who's telling you to buy the dip, they have no idea. First off, they probably aren't actually investing. They're probably just scamming people with YouTube revenue and course sales, okay? If you are looking for real legitimate investors, probably should look at the people who put out all this content like we do on YouTube and are competing in the US Investing Championship, okay? Like I said earlier, I'm ranked 37th in my division. That could be higher, but you know what is higher? Every single other customer who's posting positive gains is higher than me. How cool is that? I'm so proud of them. So listen, if you guys are ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, click one of these 2 videos and have a great day.